Hello people. So today in this video we are going to look into um, one of the AWS service called EC2 instance. So this comes under the category computing. So EC2 instance is the virtual computer that has been hosted in the cloud environment. So it is uh, it's highly scalable. So the benefit of using the EC2 instance is uh, you just need to pay as you go. So if you are using it for 1 hour, you just need to pay uh, the service for 1 hour. So likewise, if you are using it for a few seconds also, that's fine. You just need to pay for the few seconds. So the pricing and other details we will look into it in our upcoming videos. Um, so now um, we will look into the types of uh, the instances. A um, the type 1, it is general purpose. It is widely used to manage the workloads of web servers, and if a developing environment needs to store the um, codings, they can store it over there. And the second type is compute optimized. So it is widely used for the scientific purpose as well as storing very high performing web servers. Like uh, uh, a web server is managing tens and thousands, millions of traffic at a time. The third type is memory optimized. It is used to manage the big data analytics or running a Hadoop or Spark like databases. So storage optimized. Um, the fourth type is storage optimized. So this is widely used to store, read, write the log processors. The fifth and final one is accelerate computing. Uh, if you are using it to manage the high processing of graphics, then you can use this instance. So stay tuned. Let us spin up an instance for testing purpose, and let's use the operating system Linux. And so here we are already in the AWS console. So let's navigate into all servers, and under the compute category you will be able to see the option EC2. Click on that and you will be taken into the EC2 page. So under the dashboard you will be able to see the instances that are running. So right now we don't have any. Let's first go and uh, spin up an instance first. uh, so click on the instance. So instance types, you will see a lot of instance here, but you don't need it right now. So let's go into the instance, launch an instance. So let's give a name for this: 100 days of technologies. So I'm going to select the operating system Ubuntu. So Ubuntu, Red Hat are the widely used operating system in terms of servers. So I'm going to select Ubuntu. So AMI, it's a machine image offered by Amazon. So let's select one of these free tier. So for my testing purpose or learning purpose, this is enough for me. So just go ahead and confirm the changes and which bit you want. let me go with the default select, and going down the instance type. So T2 nano, T2 micro, T2 small. So this comes under the free tier. So I'm just going to select all the options which are under free tier. So you can, so they mentioned per hour charges, so you can compare or you can look into it. So here I have already selected a, sorry, so here I have already selected a key pair just to uh, enhance the safety purpose. So I'm going to select that one. So you can also go and create a key. So RSA, or if you want to log in, if you it completely depends on how you are going to access your instance. So if it is OpenSSH, you can select this one, or if you are going to use it through PuTTY, then you can select this one. So for me, I am going to use it using OpenSSH, so I selected this one, already created one. So I'm going to select that 100 days. So by default, your instance will be hosted in a virtual private cloud. So I'm going to leave all these things as a default one. So security group, yes, we need to add our instance into a security group for the secured access. So for now, I'm just going to allow SSH traffic, and I'm going to select my IP for that. So storage, how much do you need? It depends on your need. You can increase or decrease the storage. So minimum is 8, and the free tier eligibility is up to 30 GB. So I'm going to just give 20 GB for now. So you can select any of this. So let me go with SSD GP3. So advanced, we still have not created a directory or IAM user or a profile. So let us leave all these things as default. So recovery, let's keep it default. Shutdown behavior. So the difference between stop and terminate is when you stop an instance, it will hibernate. So when you mention terminate, so when you stop the instance, it will get removed from the cloud. So that is the difference. So for now I am selecting stop. Hibernate behavior, yes, let's enable it. Or termination protection, yes, enable. CloudWatch. So CloudWatch is also one of the monitoring option provided by Amazon. This we will learn later. For now, let's enable it. So I'm going with standard. So we will learn about this when we learn the pricing, the pricing being offered. Placement group, I have not created one, but for now it is not required for us. So others I'm going by default. So right now I just need one instance for testing purpose, so I'm going with one. So software, AMI image. So this is the Ubuntu image I'm going to install, which is the operating system. So the server type is T2 micro, comes under free tier, firewall security group. So it's gonna create a new security group, storage 20 GB. So it's all going to come under the free tier. So we are going to launch our first instance. Ta-da! Okay. So the error is we need to rectify this. We need to navigate to root volume and encrypt this one. Okay, now our instance has been successfully launched. So now that we have launched our EC2 instance, so if you go into the dashboard, you will see one instance is running, and we selected one, we created one key pair that is showing up here, and there are two security groups and one volume, which the one which we added to the instance. So let's go to the instance page. This is the instance which we created. Let's select that, and here is the options that you can do. So you can stop the instance, reboot, or terminate, delete this instance. So you can find the other details here. So when you click on this instance ID, you will find its public IP, private IP, and when you do that, just ensure that port 22 is enabled. So while doing SSH, for doing SSH, we need to enable the port 22. So we encountered a problem. Uh, we weren't able to SSH the instance because many of the after the long research, it is mentioned in knowledge base that free tiers and certain free tiers are not eligible to take the SSH. So only uh, certain instance types like this large, medium are eligible for taking the SSH. So what I did is I completely stopped and terminated the other instances that I created and created a new instance. The only thing I selected differently here is T3 large. So with this, I'm able to SSH. I did the test. So let's get into the SSH ID. Uh, all the information about the instance are available in this page. So we need to ensure that uh, this is added to a security page, and inbound outbound port 22 is enabled for managing the inbound outbound traffic. Let's click on connect. So in the SSH client, it, the instructions are given. So first thing, you should open the SSH client, locate the private key file. So for this instance, we created a key file. Since I'm using Mac, I created a pem file .pem. So under this test .pem, we should change the permission to 440 for this particular key. Then this is the name which we should use to connect to the instance. So it has given the whole command to execute. So once we do that, uh, we will be able to connect. So I stored my key. I saved my key here in the document. So now I have my key stored here. Let me change the permission. The permission is changed. I'm just going to right away copy this command, paste it here, execute it. Yes, it is successful. So now we entered into the Ubuntu OS. Now here we can do our work. Alright guys, um, so we spinned up a Linux OS which is Ubuntu. So in the further videos we will look into the other offerings of AWS cloud computing, and later on we'll learn the Linux operating system using this particular test instance we created. Stay tuned.